Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Thursday, January 28th. I hope everyone is having a terrific Thursday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $2,000 direct payments, why some Republicans are upset about the lack of bipartisanship, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so with Democrats looking to move quickly with this upcoming relief package, Nancy Pelosi is now saying that budget resolution will be coming to the floor next week. Budget resolution, of course, is the first step towards reconciliation. Then, while the Senate deals with the Trump impeachment trial, there are plans in place to draft up the next relief bill. Following that, more than likely, Democrats will try to push it through both chambers under reconciliation. This means Democrats are beginning to steer further away from trying to reach a compromise with their Republican counterparts, ditching all bipartisan efforts. Even though the Biden administration has made it well known they're willing to consider less than $1.9 trillion in relief, they're also saying they're not interested in splitting up the legislation. In other words, they don't want to get a bipartisan vote on some aspects and then pass a separate package using reconciliation. So, as we thought they might before, it turns out that they won't be passing a skinny bipartisan deal for vaccines in addition to a third round of stimulus checks. Instead, they wish to keep it all in one package, and they're basically telling Republicans you can either go along with it, or if not, we're going to pass it anyways. Basically, it's their way or the highway, and considering they have control over both chambers in Congress, there's not much Republicans can do to stop them. This, of course, is causing great frustration among Republicans, even those in the bipartisan Senate group, especially with Susan Collins, Rob Portman, and Lisa Murkowski. These three Republicans are saying that Democrats are moving way too quickly towards budget reconciliation, which they believe is showing that Democrats really have no interest in Republican support. They believe that by the Democrats saying, "Oh, we want to be bipartisan and keep Republicans happy too," is all really just a show. Much of this frustration is aimed towards the new director of the National Economic Council, Brian Deese, with whom they had just one phone call with. After just one phone call where they discussed various issues concerning the last relief package, in addition to the upcoming one, it seems like Deese is already ditching bipartisanship. In a statement, Murkowski said, "I think it would be wise for the new administration to work to try to get a bipartisan proposal that can be moved through." I think that speaks exactly to President Biden's comments just a week ago now. It seems like it's been longer than a week, but he's only been sworn in for a week now, and he spoke to unity and working together. Well, we're giving an opportunity to come together on important and timely legislation, so why wouldn't you do that rather than trying to move it through with reconciliation and having a fully partisan product? Murkowski is absolutely right here. During Biden's campaign, he spoke of unity and bringing the two sides together, so pushing a completely partisan package through doesn't exactly live up to those promises. Another promise that's looking to be broken is the one where Biden promised Americans $2,000 direct payments if they voted for the two Democrats in Georgia, so they could then control the Senate. Well, now he's saying, "Oh, well, we actually meant $2,000 in total, not an extra $2,000. No, Mr. Biden. In all due respect, I'm pretty sure most Americans interpreted your promise as $2,000 extra, not $2,000 in total. Regardless, it does look like Democrats will be moving forward with a partisan deal where they hope to have the bill pushed through by the middle of March. This, of course, would include most, if not everything, in Biden's $1.9 trillion proposal, other than perhaps the $15 per hour minimum wage provision. Also, all things considered, the likelihood of Democrats and Republicans even reaching any type of compromise would be slim to none, considering McConnell would probably be seeking a deal closer to $500 billion with very low amounts of aid for state and local governments. So, with all that said, this really left Democrats no choice unless they wanted to go back and forth in negotiations for another 9 months. Still though, Republicans argue they aren't even being given a chance. Members of the GOP are saying that since they were able to reach a bipartisan deal with Trump in office, that proves that it can be done. And with Biden now in office, preaching unity, they should live up to their promises. So, with Democrats abandoning the bipartisanship, moving towards reconciliation, we just have to wait and see how quickly they can get things done. In the meantime, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can. But for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of today's video, which is from Victoria. Victoria says, I have two questions. Number one, have they come up with a vaccine for children since the government is pushing for our children to go back to school? Secondly, for people that owe the IRS taxes, do we still qualify to receive the second and third stimulus? Thank you, Josh. Okay, thank you so much for your questions, Victoria. And as far as the first one goes regarding the vaccines, I would assume that kids would receive the same one as adults. However, at the moment, to the best of my knowledge, the Pfizer vaccine is only available to people ages 16 and older. I'm also not a medical professional, so I won't expand too much on this question in fear of spreading misinformation. As far as your second question goes, even if you do owe taxes, you are still eligible to receive the second and third stimulus check. However, if you don't receive it as a direct deposit or a check in the mail, then you may not actually receive it. This is what I mean. Let's say that when you do your taxes this year, you end up owing the IRS $1,000. Even when you go to deduct the credits of the money you didn't receive, let's say $600 for this example, you would still end up owing $400. This is because your tax credit would be lower than your tax burden, making it so instead of receiving a tax refund, you would actually end up owing money. On the other hand, in the same scenario, if you end up receiving your payment via direct deposit, you would still end up owing $1,000. So, in theory, even though you would end up receiving your payment in this scenario, it would still be going right back to the IRS. I hope that makes sense. Okay, moving along to the next comment of this video, which is from Erica. Erica says, good morning, Josh. Question, is it going to be $1,400 for each person in addition to $1,400 for dependents? Or is it $1,400 for individuals and $600 for dependents? Okay, thank you so much for your question, and per Joe Biden's proposal, it would be $1,400 for each individual. As far as dependents go, dependents under the age of 17 would be eligible to receive an additional $1,400. Then, dependents over the age of 17 would be eligible to receive $2,000 since they would have missed out on the most recent payment of $600. Of course, since the bill hasn't been officially written or passed yet, all of this is certainly subject to change, but I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated one way or another. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free stock from Robinhood just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you can buy the item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, which would be right around $22 after tax, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.